The movie begins in a peaceful, quiet house where we see a man named Peter repairing an old radio in the attic. His wife comes into the attic and tells him dinner is ready. Leave it and come down in 15 minutes. Peter nods and gets back to his work. As he fixes the radio and plays it, the clock in his house suddenly stops ticking. From inside the radio, he hears a woman's voice telling him to be quiet. Terrified, Peter turns the radio off. When he turns it back on, he sees a woman's shadow standing in the attic. When he turns it on again, the woman disappears. The next time he turns on the radio, the woman comes running toward him and shouts, "Shut up." Terrified, Peter turns the radio off again to check what's going on. Peter turns on the radio once more, and this time the woman turns it off herself. As he walks back in fear, he trips over a toy. There's a noise, and a man's body grabs him by the neck. Peter's wife also comes up to check on him, and then we hear her scream as the screen goes black. In the next scene, we see Peter's daughter, Emma. She was a very good singer and had come for an audition. However, due to her nervousness, she fails to sing a single word and leaves. Returning home, Emma's friend congratulates her on her audition, but Emma sadly tells him she once again left the audition due to her nervousness. Her friend, Saba, tries to encourage her, and just then, Emma receives a call from her mother. Extremely nervous, Emma returns to her hometown with Saba. Her mother had been admitted to the hospital with numerous injuries. Just then, the doctor arrives and asks Emma to meet him alone. He explains that her father had fallen down the stairs, causing a brain injury. A blood clot had formed in his brain. Consequently, his condition was critical. He was admitted to the ICU and had several broken ribs and bones. The doctor also reveals that Emma's mother also had injuries on her body, leading them to believe that her father had tortured her mother, and during the ordeal, Emma's mother had pushed her father down the stairs. Because of this, Emma's mother was also being kept under observation. Emma encourages her mother, saying that her father was doing better. "You should stay in the hospital tonight," she says. "I'll take you home tomorrow." Emma's mom panics at the mention of the house and tells her not to go home. She also says that Peter tried to kill her, saying, "But at that time, your dad wasn't inside Peter. His soul was possessed by something else." Emma cannot understand what she means. Seeing Emma's mom frightened, Saba tells Emma that they should book a hotel. But Emma says, "No, we'll go home. I want to check what's there." Her mom, still nervous, returns home. Emma shows her friend her recording studio, explaining that she has been singing there since childhood, and that it's where she recorded her first song with her dad. She then takes Saba to the attic, her dad's secret place. His hobby was collecting and restoring old things, which he used to do there. Emma becomes extremely emotional watching all this. She tells Saba, "I can't believe Dad could even hit my mom." Saba reassures her, saying, "This is definitely a misunderstanding and will soon be cleared up." With that, he goes downstairs to prepare dinner. The typewriter starts working on its own, and the word, "help," appears on it. Panicked, Saba calls Emma, and they see that every food item in their house has gone bad. Emma thinks her mother might have bought these items a long time ago. Saba goes to get food, and Emma starts listening to a recording. Suddenly, the recording stops. Time stops as usual, and the house falls into silence. The radio upstairs starts playing, and a voice comes through Emma's headphones, "Be quiet, he's coming." Emma takes off her headphones and hears the radio's voice. Just as she was about to go into the attic and turn it off, a woman's soul turned off the radio, and Emma was terrified. Confused, Emma turned on the radio and saw the woman's shadow standing in the room. As soon as she turned it off, the woman disappeared. She turned it back on, and this time, seeing the woman approaching her, she turned it off. Frightened, Emma went downstairs to find Saba calling her. Before she could answer the call, her mobile phone battery died. Her landline was now working. She was terrified. She remembered the woman's voice, "Don't make a noise. He can hear." So she immediately picked up the landline and put it aside. As soon as she did this, a man's figure appeared before her and grabbed her by the throat. Then, in the next second, he released her, and the spirit closed all the doors and windows in the house. Panicked, Emma tried to open a door, only to see the typewriter start working again, with the words "help" written on it. Emma realized someone was trying to communicate with her. She restarted the typewriter. Before she could ask any questions, the man's spirit picked up the typewriter and threw it away. Just then, Emma saw the spirits of a woman and a child fleeing. Panicked, she ran upstairs to the attic and tried to open the window. During the process, her foot again hit a toy, and the radio turned on. She saw a child's spirit quickly turn it off and run away. To find out what was going on, Emma turned on the radio again. She saw the spirits of the girl and child, who were both trying to tell her to turn it off. But before she could do so, the spirit of the man attacked her, knocking her unconscious. As soon as Emma fell unconscious, the woman turned off the radio. When Emma regains consciousness, she panics and goes downstairs, grabs her phone, and locks herself in the studio. After charging her phone, she first tries to text Saba, but there's no signal inside. Saba is standing outside the house, calling out loudly to Emma. Frightened, she leaves the studio and tries to call Saba, but she hears Saba's phone ringing from inside. Upon exiting, she sees Saba in the laundry, clutching his head. He had barely entered the house through the back door of the basement, and as soon as he entered, he started having a headache. Emma gestures for him to be quiet, picks him up, and brings him into the room. Writing with a pen and paper, a nervous Emma tells him they can't talk here. "Is anyone here?" she asks Saba. "Did you see anything?" Saba tells her. His answer seemed strange to Emma, but she took him inside the recording studio. When she tried to play the women's voices from her recording, Saba couldn't hear anything. However, Emma could still hear them. This time, there was a second voice in the recording, suggesting that she was there. Hearing this, Emma panicked, and as she looked back, Saba had disappeared. When she emerged, Saba was in the living room, swaying strangely in a rocking chair. Behind the same chair, she also saw the woman, who signaled her to remain silent, and then disappeared. When Emma approached Saba, one of Saba's eyes turned white, indicating that Saba had also been possessed by the man's spirit. Saba began attacking her, strangling her. Emma freed herself by slamming her leg against his. Terrified, Emma was now under attack. Just as he's about to attack, the radio comes back on, and a girl pushes Emma, causing her to fall, transporting her to another world. This house in the other world was exactly like her own. The girl was actually showing Emma a vision of her old life. Her mother. The woman was telling her to be quiet because her father, who didn't like their voices, was due to arrive shortly. He had lost an eye in the war, which made him constantly angry. The man, whom the woman feared, entered the scene. She was so frightened that a plate fell from her hand and broke. The sound of this angered the man so much that he hit his wife hard as punishment. The girl, who was watching all this, stepped back in fear, and the radio, now in Emma's house, dropped from her hand. The radio's sound only increased as the man's anger grew. The girl tried to turn it off, but the radio wouldn't stop. In a fit of rage, the man tried to strangle his wife. When the daughter came to her rescue, it was too late. Her mother was already dead. The child was also stabbed in the heart. The man held his daughter's throat, and before dying, he stabbed her too. Watching all this, Emma began crying and screaming. She emerged from her vision back into reality, where the possessed Saba had attacked her. She picked up a toy lying nearby, hit him on the head, and ran into the studio to save herself. When Saba followed her, Emma quickly left the studio, locked it, and went into another room, playing loud music to torment the soul possessing him. To protect herself, Emma locked herself in the attic. Before leaving, she had turned on all the appliances in the house, so their noise would create chaos. Saba, overwhelmed by the loud noise, broke all the speakers in the studio and came out. He even entered the attic. Emma kept harassing Saba with noise, giving him severe headaches. Before the spirit could release Saba's body, the lights went out, and the house fell silent again. Just as the man was about to attack Emma once more, the radio automatically turned on, and the voices of his wife and son echoed from within. The spirit was so tormented by these voices that he forgot to attack her. Emma realized that the man hated the voices of his daughter and wife more than any noise in the world. He hated their voices. Meanwhile, the girl and child appeared before Emma and grabbed her hands. They screamed so loudly that the man was devastated. Seeing them, Emma also screamed with such force that the entire house shook. Finally, exhausted by the noise, the man abandoned Saba's body and left. As soon as he left, the souls of his wife and son vanished. Emma understood that their souls had finally returned to their true place, heaven. Saba recovered, and Emma embraced him. A few days passed, and the atmosphere at home improved. Emma's mom and dad also recovered and returned home. One day, Emma's mom told her, "The person who hit me that day wasn't your dad." Emma reassured her, "I know. I saw it with someone else." She embraced her mom, and a few days later they left. Emma had thrown away the radio from her house. Another boy picked it up and sold it to an antique shop. That shop contained many mysterious antiques like this radio. Shortly after, a young woman visited the antique shop and took a picture of a portrait kept there. The portrait pulled the girl inside. The movie ends with the suspense of what happened to her.